Anthony Davis around. When you see them out in a group setting, Duds was normally there.
Oh, he's Duds now.
Yeah, the Duds.
Oh,
you know what they call
the fifth horseman, so you know, right?
Well, that's what they call him Duds. Okay. But anyway, Skip. So for me, I'm not surprised. LeBron, you know, Skip, LeBron get close to his guys. He understands there are going to be times that they leave, and it's hard, but that doesn't make it, and it's the right thing for Dudley to do at this point in time, Skip. But that doesn't make it any easier on LeBron because he's losing a very good friend. You talked about the bubble, Skip. It was Dudley and LeBron breaking down film together. So they had become close over these last 2 years. Yep. And although this was a natural progression for him, he seems like he was more in a coaching role than a playing role over the last 2 years anyway. It's still hard because I'm sure LeBron would have loved to have him have an opportunity to do what he's going to be doing in Dallas, have that opportunity in L.A. and still be close to LeBron. So I'm not, and I know you're going to say, well, why LeBron have to use the F-bomb? Because to give it to
How do you know I'm going to say that? I haven't even spoken. Because if he just said, man, I can't believe my guy's gone, then now you get the magnitude of how hurt he is. I got it, but at least he quickly tweeted, excuse my language, because that was like a big old all-caps F-bomb. Yeah. Whoa. Again, since you brought it up, I wasn't going to bring it up, but you brought it up. I don't know why this compulsion he has to curse in tweets. I don't get it. For effect. I thought he was a role model. Impact. I thought it was, I promise. I don't know. Maybe he's gone Charles Barkley in the 80s. Remember, I am not a role model? Right. Okay. No. There's a different situation. Skip, I think the thing is, if he doesn't say that, you're not going to like, he don't you know what? I agree with that. And my biggest takeaway from this, that this was proof positive that he does not have a social media director hovering over him or editing his tweets for him or saying, are you sure you want to hit send on that one? Right. This was real, raw emotion spilling out of the keyboard. Correct. Right? Whew. And I'm thinking, how many teammates have come and gone in LeBron's career? Oh, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of teammates. And I'm sure he liked most of them, if not all of them, because he's a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's fun to be around. But you know what, Skip? If you think about it, Skip, a lot of times he's closer to the guys that you would think like, like James Jones. Skip, you remember what he thought about James Jones? Okay, but James Jones is proven as a runner of a franchise. That he's got a high basketball IQ, so I get why LeBron gravitated. Right. But James Jones did not contribute at all to those Miami champions. Yeah, he would come in a little mop-up duty, hit a shot, and then he went back to Cleveland. He went with LeBron. He did. Brought him back. Kept him with him. Yes. And I used to go watch the warm-ups just to watch him shoot the warm-ups because he could just shoot the lights out. But he just didn't get a shot in games. He didn't get much run with those teams. But I think maybe could that be the direction Dudley is heading in? James Jones didn't do any coaching. He went straight from playing to a GM role. Yeah. But it'd be very interesting. But I can see Dudley in this role, Skip. Okay. So here's what I know about Jared Dudley. So back in my days on ESPN, on the other show, it started in 2012. We took the show on the road to the NBA Finals, which featured the Baby Thunder against LeBron in what was about to become his breakthrough championship finals. Remember? So we're game one. We're in Oklahoma City. Jared was actually, he was going to be a guest on the show, but he was back in studio in Bristol. And that's the first time I interacted with him over the air. Right. And we liked him so much because he can talk it and he knows it and he can see it. A lot of athletes can't see it and speak it. Correct. And you obviously can, but you're at the top of that list. But he's very good with the words and the thoughts. He can put it into words that are fun to listen to. And so we sparred about LeBron, I think, and whatever. It was a good mix. Right. So I said, gee, let's get him back. So at some point during the next season, we had him back on when he was in the neighborhood. Right. And he was playing for Phoenix then. And in fact, that year, the 2012 year, he had just finished. He averaged his career high 13 points. Right. So those 3 years in Phoenix, he went 11 points, 13 points, and then 11 in 2013. Right. And that was the apex of his career. Yet once upon a time, Jared Dudley, who grew up in San Diego, went to Boston College. He was the ACC Player of the Year. Yes. Player of the Year? Yes. And he was the 22nd overall pick in the draft. Right. It would always amused me because when I would watch him, he often just looked like some guy at the Y, you know, that's trying to get picked to play in a pickup game, right? But he could play and he could defend at a high level, and he was a 3-and-D guy. So when I saw him in studio in 2013, took him out in the hall, we were just going back and forth, and we wanted to use him fairly regularly, but I needed to know, are you going to keep doing this much longer? Because, as you well know, it's much easier to be objective when you're no longer playing.
That is correct.
If you're going to go on, then you have to protect. And there's certain things, certain places you can't go.
Some of the guys you criticize, you might end up in the locker room.
Okay, so that's 2013, and I'm saying, how many more years do you want to go? And he said, oh, I do want to go a couple more years because I'm a 3-and-D guy and I'm a valuable piece for somebody. He's not a starter, but he would come off the bench and contribute. Well, from that day forward, he played for 6 more teams over 8 more years. 8 more years. Well, he made a ton of money. And he does have a family to support. And he's like, for him, his point to me was, this is like stealing money because I can do this, So he had an amazingly long run of a career, not at the highest level, but he did that, and yet for his career, he averaged 7.3 points, 3.2 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and yet he ingratiated himself into LeBron's world to the point LeBron was devastated in these tweets because I have been around him enough to know he is also a lot of fun to be around. He's smart, he's funny, and he is always, a la Jerry Jones, he's always in a good mood. So I know for LeBron, if his moods rise and fall through the year, if you're just around duds, he'll pick you back up. And the second tweet was, excuse my language, but this one hurt for many reasons that you would not understand. Well, I think it's very deep. I think he was a sounding board. I think he was a rock to lean on. I think he helped get LeBron through the bubble, and we've talked and talked. And it was the Jared Dudley quote on a podcast shortly after the bubble championship when he said, them boys, the Clippers, did not want to be in that bubble, So I've repeated that line many times. Well, that was an insightful line because they just came all apart in the bubble, obviously, and then you know what happened. They blow the 3-1 lead. Well, LeBron, and maybe more credit is deserved for Jared Dudley, kept the Lakers together to the bitter end. Yeah. Okay, so maybe he will be a big loss, and I'm not at all surprised that Jason Kidd, who got to see him up close and personal as the Lakers assistant, said, hey, I want you to come here and sit with me, and they're reporting he's going to be on the front row. So you've got like 6 assistants, and some have to sit in the second row, and you have to sort of earn your keep and you pay your dues. Well, I think he's not going to have to pay any dues because Jason Kidd said you already paid him. You know, I already know what you can do.
That's great. That's great. We're going to be all right, Brian. Well, we're going to be all right.
I don't know. I think this is like a lethal blow.
There ain't no lethal blow.
Yeah. LeBron's just going to be adrift next year.
No.
You're going to have to spend more time with him.
We're going to miss Doug.
Just to keep him
a good guy, sounding board, funny, you know, help us with film study and all that, you know, get everybody, you know, keep the guys loose. We'll be all right.
Well, if Bron needs a shoulder to cry on, I'm here for it.
No, we want nothing to do with you.
He could call me any night. I'd listen.
We might get one of them guys in the costume with the chainsaw for you.
Okay. You got to watch those guys. You don't know when that chainsaw is made of rubber or steel.
You're right.
Well, it sounds like he's going to be a great coach. He has all those attributes. We wish him the best of luck. Jerry Jones shared how he plans to keep his team healthy this season. We'll tell you what he said.